off it, but we were sort of getting rushed out of the room.
Yeah.
So it was more, I want to cover up, make sure I get something out of it to take away, and then constantly review it.
So again, I would, certainly if it was me in that coaching session, I would say, Fiona, the impact on today's session of us being rushed now while we're trying to put together a plan for you to be successful in your call handle time is that you were late to the session and that's had an impact. Can I ask that next time when we have a session, something you've asked for that coaching session and you've said that you would cherish these coaching sessions, is that you would turn up on time.
Yeah.
Yeah? And that way, you're kind of setting the scene, your expectation of what's expected of her as well, and not just of you.
Yeah.
It's important that she sees this. It is, you know, it's business time off the phone. We know she's a top converter. 1 hour off the phone is 4 hours of coaching a week, and it will have an impact on the team performance if we don't get something out of these sessions.
Yeah.
You as the person who was coaching, talk me through how you felt about the coaching sessions and what you've thought about after reviewing the coaching session as a whole and what actions you'd like to put into place.
For me or Fiona?
For
Fiona, for me. I think one of the biggest things that I was challenging myself with before this was I'm very good friends with Fiona.
Yeah.
And as well as being one of the top performers on departments, it's sort of a double whammy for us. I think for the first one, I was nervous, but I feel going forward now, after speaking with you beforehand and having that coaching session, if I continue doing what I am, I think I will be successful. Fiona, I will be successful with her, and I'm just going to continue keeping at it. I
think that's great to know, because personally, as a manager, when you have an emotional attachment to somebody in your team, or you've got to have a difficult conversation with somebody, or you've got to try and move somebody along, it's harder when you have that connection sometimes. So I think it's good for you to experience that, because in the real world, when you go out to be a team leader, that will happen. Yeah. And I think, you know, whilst you can have as many coaching sessions with underperformers or overperformers, I think challenging yourself to work with a high performer that you also have a friendship with is going to bring so much to the table for you. I know,
I was working with Fiona, it's very much because she's one of my best friends. She will throw everything she's got at us straight away. So I was nervous about that, but I did feel more ease when we had to chat beforehand to say how am I going to overcome this side of it. Yeah. Made us feel better.
So from what you've said there, and I agree, planning, those sessions is going to be vital for you to have listened to that call before she listens to it herself, for you to actually set an expectation of what you want to achieve out of the meeting, and then to kind of follow that through is going to only build on your success.
Yeah.
What other things would you like to work on?
I think at the moment, to be honest with you, Eunice, I'm not started out with everything. I've got a waiting list at the moment for people to be coached. So I want to concentrate on Fiona because I do honestly want her to succeed, and where nobody else can with her, because she's so defensive. That is going to take a lot of my time up, and I'm going to drill down. That is my main aim. That I'm going to get a top performer at the minute, as well as continuing to work on my others and build on my PDP is basically what I'm wanting to work on at the minute.
Okay. So we know that you're going to plan your sessions, set some expectation of what's going to come from the coaching session as far as her. Yeah. What other things are you going to put in there to plan for a really successful coaching session?
I'm going to put in average handle time from today to next week and see what if it has reduced down, and I'm going to make sure that nothing else is crept up, so that's reducing and the call work's going up. I'm going to keep an eye on that. I'm going to have all the figures ready. I'm going to ask Fiona to actually fetch your figures with her as well, because some of the average handle time she quoted didn't match up.
I agree. And she was saying things like, most of my calls are transactional. Well, actually they weren't. You know, you've got to be prepared for her to put some information on the table, but you have that information at your fingertips to actually say, well, if you're taking 30 calls a day and only 11 re-signs, actually they're not all transactional calls, so you're not processing on every call, and kind of help her to change her mindset around her reality.
Yeah.
So I think you've got some good clear actions there. Would you like to send me an invitation to your next coaching session with Fiona?
Yeah.
Remember that you want to plan, use your planning forms, make sure that she has a copy of her agreed actions.
Yeah, I'm going to give her a copy of her plan.
Yeah, and I think if we can recap as well and build on that, that you have a copy of any documentation that she's written about herself as well. So that you've got that, and it's important that she understands what the business requires of her as well.
Yeah. Do we know when they're going to change, if they're going to change?
We should have that information by the end of this week, because it's